everybody. Silence was, for whatever reason, cast in the middle of the castle. Luckily,
we were able to dispel it.
Luckily, the Archdruid Nithbis sent us a message in our heads, and we've corrected the problem.
Thanks,
I had another
Raven.
person text me.
With a dispel magic. We love
man.
y'all. Sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly explain what's happening. So, last time they rescued the wizard in a bottle, Amelia. Strange to find her in stasis. But they found her. She's kind of reconciling the adventuring life with the fact that a fledgling party, they found all her former adventurers killed. And that she's been gone for 20 years. Hildegard took her oath on Mount Celestia, met Rel, handsome Rel.
Texting.
And you missed a lot of great jokes about texting stones and like little scrolls that you write and they text.
And keynotes. I had a lot of good, like, Apple references.
A lot of
in there.
good goofs.
I wrote down 2 things that I wanted to clip from the intro because they were funny, and they're just gone.
So like they just lost the time.
They're just gone.
Sorry. But Elvin was sucked into essentially nature and communed with the entirety of Chult, finding out that there's other things afoot right now. And Killian made some headway with Amelia. They seem to kind of share a kinship as wizards. I'm going to roll back, since nobody heard that what we've opened on is they were helping out acquaintances of Hildegard's. They had heard an awful screaming sound. And when they ran upon it, they found Graham, who was weeping for his friend Tor, who had been pulled off by a hideous beast. As they approached, the beast completely mimics the sounds of its prey. And after defeating that, they had to face a strange kind of puppet master violin man who resided in a giant skull.
And in Sean's skull. And
in my skull. And some evil monkeys. But they were able to prevail and defeat it. So we're gonna replay that initial thing right there, again with sound. This thing has completely fallen. Now.
Alright. What was that? I've never seen something like that.
Never even heard of anything like it.
Amelia, do you know?
Doesn't matter now. It's dead. Killian.
That's a much better
For the
take,
first
right?
time.
Better take.
For the first time you've ever heard this, something. There's a pit in your stomach. As I said, it doesn't matter. It's dead. And you remember your training from a few years ago. You're in the middle of the fighting pits. There's continual flame that lights up the center of the pit, but there's shadows all around it, in which you can hear a cacophony of growling. In front of you are the smoldering ruins of these zombie dogs that have been raised for fighting. And one is growling and coming directly towards you.
I don't want to know. I'm in the zone, Lid. I don't want to know.
You are breathing heavy. You already have just bite marks, claw marks. You've been at this for what feels like an eternity. You realize it's probably been 15 or 20 minutes. You only know Firebolt. This was a couple years ago. Your 2 attack bonus is just a +2.
Got it.
It is lower than a level 1. You have 8 hit points.
Should we go and roll initiative, or?
Yeah, let's roll initiative.
Here's for me.
Actually, you got it.
And here's Anarchy.
Both
You
beat this.
reloaded from your last save point.
Yeah. I saved and quit. I was like, nope. Zombie dog got me. Restart.
2 quick orders of business. There be dragons, I believe, for the sub. Thank you. That's a divine reroll. And
Thank
also,
you.
I see that Zombie Knight,
Oh, zombie.
thank you, doesn't want y'all to TPK.
Before or after he heard what was going on?
That was actually before.
Oh,
Impressive.
yeah.
I think Zombie Knight saw the battle cam and was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It was 500 bits. I'm even more worried.
Looks dangerous.
How many people at home are like checking their like settings on their computers? Like,
Oh, I know.
fuck.
Oh yeah, I see all the messages now. You know, Twitch chat is kind of slow.
Like so many
Thanks
of our
to
friends
everyone
are like
who was hollering at
hooking
me.
me up. Like Thad texted me, Raven texted me.
The funny thing is, we're trying to be so good about not being distracted by chat and stuff, so instead we just didn't see it.
In any case,
All right.
Anarchy is here. There's this. Before it starts, though, you hear your master's voice. And your master's name is, remind me,
Karostophiles.
Karostophiles.
Is that one name or two?
It's a dash. Karo-Stophiles.
What did you say?
You heard me.
You can hear it above you as you know that he's watching along with us. You can hear whispers and scribbles. Clearly, people are judging your performance. And you hear his almost spectral voice at this point raise over the growling. Killian, what is magic?
It's power! It's power! Over our enemies and over ourselves!
Now you can go.
Alright. Actually, he will hold his action. He knows how to fight.
Okay.
Anarchy! He'll wait for her to be adjacent to him and give him the help action.
Got it. Now Anarchy. Anarchy flies and is tearing at this. Immediately dives in and is tearing at this fur that's almost falling off.
Yeah,
absolutely
21.
got it.
6 damage.
It burns in front of you and falls like the others. Bones and fur are just smoldering.
I think immediately he would like take the combat stance and like be slowly spinning to see what else is there.
As it goes from behind you, another immediately, uniformly walks out of the shadows, growling. And takes off running towards you. Gets you.
Yep.
It tears into your arm and kind of pulls it down, and you have almost look like a monk. You've got the kind of arm wraps on, a sleeveless, almost your hair is cropped very short, almost like it's buzzed, but it's clearly been just continually shaved, but you have a little bit of length to it. So you look very much like a monk's apprentice, and it tears and rips into your arm. Your arms haven't been that toughened up yet. It's still soft skin, and it's painful.
Was it 3 points?
It was 3 points of damage. As it starts again. What would you do for knowledge, Killian?
I would do anything that didn't betray the order.
And how far is too far?
I don't know. There isn't too far. Not for knowledge.
For a moment, when you said you didn't know, you heard growling get louder. It is your go.
Do the second verse same as the first. He knows how to
Alright.
fight with her. So just single die. 10.
That did not hit, I'm afraid. You are trying to move your hands to manipulate what you can, and you just can't quite get it, and it shoots off in another direction as it's just latched onto your arm. Alright. It now tries to bite you again. Completely misses. Anarchy dives in, and you manage to just kick it aside and kind of regain your footing as it's growling at you. And as that happens, another one steps out from the shadows over here. Doesn't seem to run at you yet, though. How do we manipulate the weave, Killian?
We take from it. It was a gift and we take it. We accept it willingly and gladly.
It is your turn.
Same deal.
Same deal.
Try to firebolt this sucker. With
Why aren't you
Got it.
rolling advantage?
Disadvantage for being
For
adjacent.
range.
Oh,
But-
right.
But advantage again, so rolling regular. 13?
Yes.
8.
You press your hand right into its snout, and you see flames kind of lick out of the already exposed ribcage, and it falls.
He'll immediately turn towards the other one and brace like a defensive stance.
It runs directly at you and tries to attack.
Oh, no!
Oh!
Kill you more like Kildian.
That's not funny yet. Sorry. Oh yeah, he's down.
Down. You start to fall unconscious, and then you feel one more bite into your throat. And you're floating in dark, deep water. Drowning, almost. Sinking deeper and deeper. You feel the severed connection with Anarchy. You feel empty for the first time in years. And then you open your eyes. And your wounds are healing. And you can hear your master's voice. Power never dies, Killian. Now, again. And you see the hounds raise again. And you're back to the present.
He'll just be staring at Amelia. Like, maybe power never dies, but whatever this was seems to have been taken care of. What do you think, Hildy? What do you think this was?
Oh, I don't know. Nothing I've ever seen.
Hildy, you do get that kind of faint sense that this is fiend. You're like, the air smells a certain way, it almost tastes a certain way, and you're like, this is a fiend of some sort. Nothing you've ever heard of, but you just understand it instinctively. Oben, as you look within the top of this massive skull that you're in, you can see strange, like, kind of rotting moss in there and a couple dark mushrooms. Not the healthy ones that you might see in the forest, but it's just, and almost seems like it's spreading for a moment. Maybe it was a trick of the eye. Is that getting bigger? The more you look at it, it seems like it stops and you can't tell.
This is high up on the ceiling.
Yeah, just kind of within the cranium here.
I think Killian would kind of kneel down and grab a stick and kind of start inspecting the creature.
As you look, it's strange. It's got just almost an ivory tone to its skin.
And you said when we cut it, sand was falling out of it.
That's right. So at this point, it almost looks like it's just a bag.
Memory
that's
palace
left.
too.
You were absolutely right.
I remember to do that.
Shut up. You did.
As you press it, though, a few more grains of sand kind of fall out, and I mean it's almost rubbery. And then if you go across the strings, they pluck just like an instrument. Just now it's just discordant as it's kind of wrapped in everything. Just
Something animated this like a golem or something.
I think it was a fiend. That's what my gut says.
We should get moving. There could be something else here.
I don't like what's hidden in the jungle off of the tracks. Let's just get back to camp.
Are you two well enough to travel?
I mean, they're kind of holding each other in a
I'll use
heads
the.
together.
I think I had a few lay on hands left. I'll just burn them out.
Gotcha. You heal them. They both collectively just kind of collapse and hug you as you do it. And
I hug them back.
And Tor is far bigger. He's a large human, so he kind of leans down. And I mean, the three of you are embraced, and their eyes are filled with tears. Just, thank you. Thank you, Hildegard. We tried to fight.
Weren't they looking for treasure of some kind?
Mm-hmm. They were.
Probably didn't find it.
They don't seem to be carrying any treasure. And you did get the sound that this was another, that they're like, this time it's gonna work, so.
Yeah.
And you guys can all set off.
I think we would. I think Killian might collect a little bit of the sand. Just put in like one of the empty potion vials or something. Just kind of.
Amelia looks back and sees that you do it, looks back, and then comes and joins you and also fills up another vial.
I think it would kind of just idly say like, could have some residual magic.
She's like, by the way, we're studying. I mean, there's no sand like this in Chult. She kind of tucks it away. You guys head off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You were another day away. You don't encounter anything in the jungle beyond that, because again, so many of the creatures in the jungle, they have a slightly wider range now, but you can hear them all kind of moving together with you, surrounding you.
Is my monkey around?
Doesn't seem like the specific. There's a bunch of monkeys and you think you might see one.
What was his name? Red Hair or something?
Yes, it was. I think it was
one red hair.
One red hair, because it had one red hair.
Yep. Memory
Remember
Palace.
something? Yeah.
4, we on 4?
You guys are doing well.
Memory Palace TOO also.
Comma, T-O. Nothing, you don't encounter anything. It's still oppressively just sticky and hot. But you're all making it. Graham and Tor managed to keep up. Amelia seems in good spirits. If you guys want to have any conversations on the way, you can. If not, we can get back to Niven's Rest. Up to you.
So are the animals following us as crazily as before we got to the...
I think he said they're keeping their distance a little more.
It wasn't quite like where it almost felt like it was so close that you would have to like pause for a step. Just some of the smaller mammals would be like, get out of your way of your feet. They seem to be, maybe some of them have gone back, maybe it's a little bit less, but they are maybe at a, 60 to 100 feet, so kind of around, but I mean, you can see bushes and vines moving. Some of the larger, like, they're smaller cats, but they're not, they're not quite tigers, but they're still like, ugh. And they're just all kind of...
Did they start keeping their distance once we got to that, like...
You didn't see them.
Yeah, they stopped.
They had
when we got near
stopped.
that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And
they
now,
implied that was what they were leading us to.
That's the
in a way.
impression I got.
yes, there seemed to be the reaction from them that, and you got it. It was like you understood kind of inherently that it was danger, but it also wasn't understood. Like they didn't understand what it was. It wasn't like, oh, it's normal. It was running away from an earthquake. And you still, as you're walking and you defeated that thing, you still have a strange unease where you're like, there's something not right. Anything else?
Yeah, I think you would just... What do you think is going on here, Elvin?
Some sickness to the forest. I'm connected to it somehow, and these creatures seem to know it.
Do you think what we saw was part of the sickness?
Don't know. Do I think that?
I think you would, actually. I think, yes.
I do.
Is there more of it, or is that just one symptom?
I think there's more. The animals are still restless, and I still feel it. I'm somehow, for some reason, connected to this place. And I can feel its sickness. As if it's my own, I bet.
What could it be? And is it something we can help with?
I'm hoping so. But I don't know what it is. Something within the trees, or perhaps that's just another symptom. Maybe someone in the camp will know.
Maybe. I don't think so, though. They're too concerned with digging up. What do you think, Hildy?
I don't know what to think.
The place wasn't like this when you came, was it, Amelia?
No. Thick jungle. It's like just as dangerous, I suppose, but if you're asking if I faced a violin demon, no. It's not that kind of dangerous. Not that I remember. In fact, I've never seen anything like it.
I think you would have remembered something like that.
Chalt's always been wild magic, though. That's why some people come here. That's why that tower was there.
Sure.
Telemachus came here because he was trying to tap into something that he couldn't get in the Sword Coast.
Maybe that something's been tapped into.
If what you say is true, could be siphoning off the energy or something. I don't know. Or feeding on it, maybe. Or maybe it's something else. She starts to do what she would do as a scholar and like is thinking.
I think we had a fan.
Damn, yo.
Mayor Van Rand?
I believe Mayor Thanrand himself.
Oh, that is so nice of him.
Rock and roll. Thanks,
up.
guys. We got another reroll there.
From the old Thanrand, thanks, dude.
Thank you for taking time away from your busy campaign trip.
But yeah, she kind of starts to go off. I mean, you can speak to the trees. What are they saying?
It's not quite like that. More that I can feel what they're feeling. And like I said, it's a sickness of some kind, a rot.
Rot. So not direct communication, but empathic.
If that's rot, you can't really. You've got to cut it all out. You can't go to a source. It's not like a sickness where you can treat it with rest. You have to cut it all out. That's a tall order.
Cut down the whole forest. I don't think we could. I don't think we want to. And perhaps there's a cure. This is no normal rot for sure. It's some kind of magic, I think.
There must be a source.
It must have spread from somewhere. How far it spread, you don't know. But it would have had to start somewhere.
If that was truly a fiend, it could be. I hate to think it, but could be from the Hells or the Abyss.
Telemachus was obsessed with the Abyss. Half the things in that tower you were in, he was trying to tap into some sort of demon magic from the Abyss.
Do you think he succeeded?
Don't know.
What happened to him? We killed him. That was it?
I think he was already dead. He was always looking for immortality. It sounds like he found some half-ass way to bungle it up.
Didn't have the proper ingredients.
Or didn't have the right way of the ritual or the knowledge.
Maybe he could have put himself in a bottle. You would preserve for quite a long time.
I think he was. I think he sounded like he was. You said you kicked over that alembic.
Yes.
He must have done that. He was already gone by the time I got there. I only saw the closets.
I don't know. I suppose either more of it will unravel or...
How does that work? Is his soul in there?
Oh, it's, well, usually there's an object that's very special to someone. It's called a phylactery. You tie your soul to it, you live forever. If your body is destroyed, it can rebuild itself.
So do we know where we don't know where his body was then?
I don't think it's a full phylactery. Phylactery takes incredible magic to do. He didn't even have access to that.
Do you come back as a lich?
That's right. You do come back as a lich. That's exactly what it is.
Do you think he could have succeeded and there's a lich in the forest?
Looked botched.
I think he might have been trying to do something.
But do you think he could have staged it that way?
Potentially.
Maybe he did.
I wouldn't rule it out.
For somebody that's coming into the jungle to discover tricky magic, I don't know. I'm not. Oh, I don't have the kind of magic that you do. I do not
Faking your
study.
own death. Yes.
You raise a
exactly.
good point, though.
Throw some
Where's
off
the
your
body?
trail.
You're right. What did he do? Bury himself?
No, I would have done that for him.
Of course.
Quasits could have eaten him if he truly died in that lab.
But why did they not eat any of the other bodies?
True enough.
That's true. Plus, I think they served him. I know enough Abyssal to know that they refer to him as Master. He could be in the Abyss.
Well, if he was tied to that thing and it was destroyed, but it was just a bot's job, then he could be anywhere. He could be...
Anything's possible. Who knows what he tapped into?
I wouldn't trust it, and I wouldn't trust him. I don't
Oh, no.
trust the jungle.
He's a sadist, to be sure. I wanted some of his secrets, but I also wanted to stop him. He's a sick bastard.
Sounds
And he
like
deserved far worse than getting stuck in a feckin' Olympic. You're right, though. We don't know if he's gone or not. Don't know.
well, we can't go out looking for him exactly, but maybe just think of it.
I'm thinking about it. It's a point I hadn't raised. I really thought he was gone, but who knows? Maybe that's just a piece left over from where he'd sent somewhere else. He could be in another plane.
Maybe I will have some answers come to me in a dream. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Alright. I wish things came to me in dreams.
Well, my abilities are given to me from someone higher, more power. You get your abilities from books.
Alright. The innate spellcasting versus the studied. It's a strange division. I've never much understood it, though.
No, I do envy it.
You could try getting sucked into a tree.
Think I'd rather not.
If I'm being honest, if that was on the table for knowledge, I'd probably get sucked into a tree. So if you're going and you can take me, I would go.
Don't believe I have much choice, but I will be trying again.
How exactly do you broach that?
Can we observe?
Sit near a tree, I suppose, and think really hard.
Knock on it. Hungry.
Well, maybe let me know when you're gonna do it. I'd like to take a few notes. Purely academic.
I don't believe it's voluntary. I'll just sit in such a way that
You look
makes
tempting
it possible.
to a tree. I like druids. I always have. She kind of forges off. Graham and Tora like, I wouldn't want to get ate by no tree. I would not want to get ate by no tree. I think we're getting out of the jungle.
Back to the Sword Coast, then.
Guess so.
Will you find treasure there?
I don't know.
Maybe you should stop looking so hard.
You know, I'm no good at it, but I'm even worse at everything else.
Well, I taught you to fight.
You did. It came in handy. But it also, I was pretty scared. I didn't much like it.
Well, I can't teach you bravery.
That's
Just have
true.
to-
I'm a coward. I'm an absolute coward.
I think the first time killing it would not be able to help, like, kind of a look of disgust at that noise, but probably catch himself doing it, like,
And they don't even notice.
Yeah.
It's like self-effacing, like, I admit it. I'm a coward. I'm an absolute coward.
I am but a worm. Yeah.
Taurus still seems a little shell-shocked. Like, he's kind of like... He's doing a lot of nodding, but he looks like... You also saw that looked like he was about to get sewn into a patchwork of other people, so...
Yeah.
He's a little bit like...
That'll do it to
He
you.
continues to look at his arms, and if he hits like a spider web or a branch...
Yeah, that'll do it.
You guys make it back to Niven's Rest. It's evening. It's not quite night. But you can smell Cobins. You still see the kind of clearly the scholars kind of walking around. They all wear typically like white loose clothes, and they have kind of satchels around. And you can see the kind of light coming through and hear the small chatter. It's never loud there particularly, but it's just a number of small conversations that are happening. There's no music ever.
Imagine we're like completely disgusting, although it's probably pretty common.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to sleep in a bed tonight. Then my stuff got washed away the first night, so.
Are you going to sleep outside tonight?
I think I will.
Are you going to sleep near a tree?
Perhaps in one.
Heck. Maybe I'll find a spot near you.
Moon high. Still no activity.
Alright then, let's get some food.
It just feels like we're trying to get abducted by aliens.
Yeah.
Maybe if I stand in a pasture.
As you kind of start to walk towards Cobins, which is just immediately the spot anybody walks to, there's a silhouette kind of with the light coming out, and you hear Ulfgar, Amelia? Amelia! And he starts with his kind of one leg just and she looks shocked. I mean, completely for a moment. And takes off running. And I mean, they hug immediately. And are weeping for a few minutes, just kind of holding each other. And he's, big. He's got the mutton stash. And he's just weeping. And she's like, and kind of pushes away. And it's like, oh, God, how'd you get so old? And he's like, how did you stay so young? And they have a few moments of, just again, kind of then going from the crying to just lightly holding each other. And she's like, I'm so glad to see you. It's like, of course, I've thought about you for so long since you've been missing. It's like, I knew they'd find you. Not quite the Crimson Company, but just as well. She's like, I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to get back, Ulfgar. I shouldn't have gone back out. I couldn't give it up. I gotta see Jex, too. I know he's been waiting. I mean, he's a half-elf, so I've caught up. She's like, I've been thinking about Jex. And you see Ulfgar, go hard and stare down. She's like, Jex, is he still in Waterdeep? And he's like, mm-hmm. He is. She's like, what? Amelia. It's been 20 years. Jax was married. A number of kids. He's lived a happy life. Her head kind of goes down for a second. She looks back up and she hugs him again. She's like, I'm glad to see you. I'm a little tired, though. I think I'd like to sleep. He's like, oh, of course. I mean, there is a moment. Looks at you almost pleadingly, he's like, of course, of course. Cobin, I'll be needing a bed, the best you have. Kind of walks in, and they're still close, but you can see her, trying to resolve herself there for a moment.
But you'll kind of just look at the other two. We still have the matter of getting paid, but I think we did good.
I think so. Strange situation for her to be in.
I don't envy it. But at least she has a second chance. Smooth.
That stuff's like liquid popcorn.
Drink too hard, your ears fall off. The old elvish expression.
Still got the one.
You're a half elf now.
Where did they go?
You guys go into Cobin's.
Careful with that real brick.
Ouch!
You guys get food, you sleep. What do you think you do? Or, I mean, you could do whatever. I mean, Miven's rest is what it is.
I mean, they've been eating trail rations for a while, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure
about
Elbin
5
didn't
days.
eat any of those sweet animals.
Yeah.
Come here, come here. Hunting made easy.
On one section of that bar, in the kind of outdoor section that they have where there's the small lanterns lit, you can see Ulfgar and Amelia talking. She's not nearly as withdrawn, and I mean, it's a pretty animated conversation. And, you know, Ulfgar is just big as life anyway, so you can see him, like, and her somewhat going along a few times, like, look, you know, sidelong into a drink, but come back up and have a smile. Coven's like, well, heroes return.
Well, we were paid for it. I think that disqualifies us from heroes.
It might. But that means you got coin, which means that you're heroes to me.
Of course.
What'll it be? Ales.
A plate of food. Nothing but trail rations. What have you got?
Well, I've got some number of veggies, obviously. Some rare flowers that we've sprinkled on to have a nice aftertaste on the tongue. But we've also just got a number of local birds. Or
I'll take the fattest, juiciest bird.
done.
I actually think I'm gonna go to bed.
Aye, makes sense. Get sleepy after trudging through the jungle, doing what have you. Albin, my old friend, what'll it be for you?
I'll have some of the vegetables.
Fuck you might. I need a veggie and I need a spare. I mean, hollering to the person you've never seen. You've never seen whoever cooks. It's a fairly small establishment.
Probably trying to like snag a glimpse.
Snacka.
Snag a glimpse. It's a snacker.
I'm just trying to
Like a small
Trying to
one.
snag a swamp bomb.
You can have a swamp bumpkin jolt if you guys want.
Good.
You're heading to bed. Immediately you're sitting while they eat.
I want to go to bed.
You go to bed?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Anything you want to do before bed or just...
No, I'd
Come on.
probably just, pay somebody needlessly to have a top bunk.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no, they would just get
And even though at first it was like, when you first got in that bunk when you were here, it still felt so hot and so many flies. At this point, you're like, oh my god, what is this, a suite?
Yeah.
Like, the accommodations feel far better. And you have your cast-off gleaming armor, so unlike previously where you'd have to you just... and it slides right off, almost silently. Mm-hmm. And you're able to kind of pull off the rest of your armor quickly.
I would just want to, get up into bed and maybe, look through my butterflies and... look at my Rel stone.
You can try to use the Rel stone if you want.
No, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Wait a couple days.
Yeah, you gotta wait a couple of days. You don't want to seem desperate.
New stone, do this.
You're like, I mean, it's only been 2 days since I even got this.
You start typing up rail checks and then just delete them.
Does he turn off his red receipt?
He's like, oh man, I got 3 dots.
Hildy's in there with her stone, just...
You're tired. You've kind of got the stone, which, in some ways, you also realize you're like, oh, I could communicate with somebody. Like, I was also given this on Mount Celestia by somebody who was literally in heaven with me.
Yeah, well, I think she's like, okay, I went to heaven, okay, and then there was actually a fiend, and there might be a lich, and I just took my oaths.
This is great. This is all fine. For a second, while you're kind of looking through those pressed butterflies, your eyes are getting heavy, and you kind of snap awake for a second because it feels like one started fluttering really fast, you kind of look like maybe something got trapped in there. It's completely still when you look at it. It's one of those, you're like, I might be tired, maybe I saw something, maybe not.
Like one of those, you're so tired that you start dreaming before it's called a hypnagogic hallucination.
Hypnagogic hallucination.
It sucks.
She's
so mean.
What do you guys do while you're eating? I mean, do you have a conversation? Do you watch? Do you
I think
observe?
Killian is not trying to be too pushy, but also trying to get that coin. I mean, he knows he's got to live that life.
Yeah.
He's kind of, he's giving them their space, but he's also not going to leave until Ulfgar pays him.
Got it. Because he has to give you, 250 more?
Mm-hmm.
Each, or for us to split?
I think, a total.
I think it was a total.
It was a total. It was...
Something like that.
He negotiated up to 100 gold a day for y'all, so...
Yep.
Half up front, half on the way
That's
back.
right.
So y'all are owed 250 more. Okay. What about you while you're eating? You got any thoughts, combos? Plenty of people are there who are like, Elbin? So a few people are like, Elbin, and like look at their things.
I think I'd be way more reserved than usual, just being so full of thought and like, what the fuck's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a forest. Look at me, I'm a forest. It's just weird.
Yeah. You do are pulled out of it a couple times before you go, as some of the scholars start to kind of scramble, and they're like, there's so many fucking animals outside. They're just like 100 yards outside of the camp, and they're not moving.
I think he wouldn't say anything, but he like kind of smiled to himself, like, those are mine. That's pretty cool.
Those are my pets.
He wouldn't say that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's his
like,
thoughts,
and, I mean, they're scholars, so they're going out and they're like, you can see like continually kind of past you, just groups of 2 or 3 at a time, like going out, and others coming back, like. So, yeah, it's an exciting night at camp without being like something like the first night when it was attacked.
Mm-hmm. Like that night.
Like that night when you all showed up. Let's go back to. At some point, Ulfgar and Amelia, but both come over to you.
I imagine he'd be sitting with Elvin at least at this time.
Oh, yeah. I think you guys are right there, and they kind of come over, and it's been a while. It's probably been like 2 hours that they've just been kind of locked in conversation.
Give them their space. I think Killian would at one point just pull out his spell book and sketch some things, sketch some of the stuff he saw, but I think would also have some conversation with Elvin just about nothing new. No new ground covered, really.
Where's your spell book?
It's over there.
Yeah.
I didn't have a pin, so I didn't grab it either.
Would a wizard say that?
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I'll get it after the break.
Ulfgar comes over and is like, gentlemen, you did better than I could have expected. Having Amelia returned, just as I remember her too, has been a gift.
That it is.
Glad you're happy.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be happy. Have you come up with a name, by chance? Given it much thought? Can't do the Crimson Company, obviously. That was taken, as you know. Amelia, that is a little bit like... And she smiles at y'all. Like, slightly behind his back, like, she gets it.
I don't think we have.
Haven't had much time to give it much thought, I suppose.
We'll discuss it with Hildy first thing in the morning.
Oh, yes, it should be a consensus, though some people always have bad names. What was that name that she's like, I don't remember. And she kind of knocks me and says, oh, yes, I do owe you a sum of money.
Oh, of course, yes. Thank you.
He's like, 250, feel free to count it if you like to.
Trust you.
Like, well, what's next? Back to the Sword Coast, or?
Maybe not just yet. I expect we'll rest here for a couple days and figure out where we're heading next.
And should when I get home, I'll tell you in Waterdeep I have no problem spreading your names around. Elbin the Druid, Killian the Wizard, Hildegard the Paladin. Are there other names I should put with it?
I think that actually...
Oh, I'm not there.
Hold up.
He hears a voice.
I come from my slumber. Hold up!
I don't think that'd be necessary. I don't think we'll be making our way to Waterdeep anytime soon.
Oh, but by the time you arrive, I mean, you would have jobs waiting for you. From what I hear, there are plenty of jobs in Waterdeep right now, as well as a bit of scandal.
Of course, yes. I suppose those names would be fine, but really, it was all part of the job, you know.
Yeah, Amelia is, like, looking at you and looking at him, and she's like, Wolfgar, if they make it to Waterdeep, I'm sure they can look you up. And probably have a name by then. He's like, excellent point. That's why I've missed Amelia. Well, a number of reasons, but she reminds me. She's got the mind. I had the brawn in my day, you see. I could lift a hammer like nobody you've ever seen.
Well, thank you for this. What about you? Are you staying here for a while, or will you be traveling back? Amelia, are you traveling back?
I'll probably go with Ulfgar. We'll leave tomorrow morning and guess head on to the port and make our trip back to Waterdeep. I don't know. Don't know where it'll take me after that. I don't think I'll be settling down anytime soon. She's like, I mean, you can stay as long. She's like, I understand. Thank you. She's like, don't know if the life's done with me yet.
I understand. Well, safe travels.
You as well. Perhaps I'll see you again. Thank both of you. If I don't see Hildegard before the morrow, give her my genuine thanks, and more so for burying my friends. Partners. Whatever they were.
We will.
She gives a genuine smile about Ulfgar. I mean, is beside himself looking at both of you. Almost proud.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Back in my day.
it's like,
Holding back the stories.
yeah, he's like, I mean, it is. It's a misty look.
So
it's a proud look.
I do think once Amelia goes, I think he's pretty good at insight. He would sort of sit for a second and then just be like, well, why don't you give us some advice for a new adventuring company? Like, I think he would pull him in and let him keep chatting.
He's like kind of doing the backup, and he like turns and he's like, I don't think you'll regret it, young man. And he pulls up his sleeve and says, I'll need 3 more ales. And a bit hors d'oeuvres if you have something to pick at. It's going to be a long night.
I think Killian would entertain him, and probably legitimately try to learn some stuff too.
I mean, if both of you guys are listening, I think you learned a pretty good deal about where, when you're in different areas, to find like adventuring gigs. Like, he does talk about like places. Is like some places you can go will have actual contracts, or if you go to the law, typically, you know, he's like, the law is always overworked.
Right.
He's like, you can go there, you can find those. He talks about places where, you know, just gives you some tips on like when to give people money, when not to give people money, like what you demand up front, what's a fair deal and a going rate. Always, if you can, be on the 2nd floor with a window of an inn. He's like, enemies, you understand. Cool.
I think Killian would probably even write something down.
It's not bullshit advice.
Yeah,
I mean, he also goes on to like, the beauty of a name, it's recognition. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find anybody in the Sword Coast who doesn't know the Crimson Company. And you have a sneaking suspicion that that's not true, but yeah, I mean, honestly, it is a couple hours, but he's so jovial, it's incredibly hard, and he does ask you questions about yourselves, you know, and talks about druids he's known, and he fills you in a little bit. He's like, well, there's a big druid there now, and it's tiefling, I hear. And you just kind of, he passes on some of the news of what's happened in Waterdeep. It's taken a couple months to get out here, though, so some of it's a bit outdated.
Right.
And there's that. Then you guys can do whatever you want for the rest of the night, or go to bed.
Yeah, I'd probably head to bed after that. Probably pretty beat.
Probably head to tree.
Head to tree? Okay.
I think Killian would reluctantly sleep out near Elvin, just to keep an eye on him.
Pull out a bedroll?
Yeah, I'll pull out a bedroll, like, prop back with his book. Like,
Ready to write?
yeah, exactly. But I fall asleep with it.
Don't sleep. Okay. You fall asleep, no problem. You've nestled yourself up into. You feel like you're at the optimal position to get
slurped
sucked
into
into it. You're like Star Wars last time.
I take a branch. Like, can we get this started?
My body is ready. Hildegard, you dream of sand dunes. Just almost an endless sea of sand. And it's so...
Like white sand, yellow sand?
like
black
you're kind
sand?
of orange sand. Like imagine like Sahara Desert. Like there's those... And it, you know, the wind is snaking over some of the dunes. It's incredibly bright out that you almost can't see. It's hard to make out the horizon because there's just, you know, bright sand, but an almost like blinding sky. And you're walking and you feel, it just feels like a burden. Like just, that's pretty much the extent of what you remember. Elvin. You don't necessarily feel like a tree has sucked you up. But you do.
Period. All done.
Period. That's it.
Bye, everyone.
You do have a dream, though. It's not a memory, and you know it's not a memory, but you kind of wake up, and you're sitting in what it feels like against the same tree. But you see Heldon, the only person you grew up with. And he's looking over a branch, over a tree. It's just, you can see him like standing on his toes, just, his back's towards you. That's what you see in front of you. You can move if you want. Yeah, it's like you woke up, but it's, you know, it's some nondescript time of like not quite night or day.
I guess I'd walk up to see what he's looking at. And I know I'm dreaming.
Yeah, you know it's something like that.
And then I would just kind of slowly walk up, trying to figure out what he's looking at.
You look and you see jungle beyond. And he's like, ugh. He's like, are you trying to get a look too?
Well, we're trying to see what you're doing.
I'm trying to get a look.
And what are you looking at?
That. And as you look over, through the trees, you see some of the leaves start to move. And you see what looks kind of like a teen human boy, but he's clearly in... Like, it looks like he's part of a tribe of Chult. He's got face paintings on. He's not wearing much, more kind of loincloth. He doesn't even have a weapon, but he's kind of running, and he looks elated. You know, he's maybe 15, 16. He's just... and he's running through, almost looks like he's chasing something or just gleefully having a good day. And as you're watching, it feels like you get closer and closer. You haven't moved or walked, but it feels like the jungle is just sucking you closer to this scene. And you can hear him, what seems like he's like talking to somebody. He's like, well, where is it? Even though you understand it's almost a completely different language of common, you understand it perfectly. And he's like, is it this way? And the closer you get, then you start to hear a low voice. It sounds almost sweet, but it's like saccharine. You're like, seems wrong. It's like, yes, it's this way. Come on. This way. He's like, I'm trying. It's like, just a little further. Come on. And he's running. And it's like, just one more step. And you see him step, and the land gives way down to a ravine. And you're suddenly watching him tumble down. Bones are breaking in the process. And he lands by a riverbed. He is bloodied and rough. And he has labored breathing, and he looks afraid. He's like, oh no, what's happened? And you can hear the voice, like, well, you fell. It's like, no, it's like, I'm afraid you're dying. It's like, I don't want to die. I mean, I could help you. It's like, will you help me? It's like, yes, you just have to say you accept my help. I accept your help. And you see a fly kind of land on his chin and crawl up and go inside of his mouth. and you see his wounds start to heal, but his eyes go black, and it looks like his veins all start going black, and you see rot creeping out from him. And we're gonna take a break, everybody.
Hey everyone, Steven from Castle Mac here. Wanted to take a moment to play this video over the break so that we wouldn't eat up time when we come back, so that we can get right back into the role-playing that we think you're here for. Wanted to sincerely thank you for being here. It truly means the world for us, really, you guys. We're overwhelmed by the support that we receive from you all, so truly thank you. Let's get some administrative stuff out of the way. As you may or may not know, you can find us on YouTube. There's a link right down below the video. We've got all kinds of links down there. Or you can find us at youtube.com/c/CastleMac, or searching for Castle Mac will pull it up. I do my best to get all the videos up within 24 hours of their live stream, so there shouldn't be much of a delay. Usually I'm faster than that, and sometimes just a little bit behind. But every back episode is there, so you can go check them out. Finally, you can find us all on Twitter. That's pretty much where we mostly hang out in the social media world. All of our Twitter handles are visible within the player tags, although we're pretty easy to find. Just do the @CastleMac and it'll fill out with the 6 of us. So give everybody a follow and let's talk D&D. It's pretty much all we want to do all the time. Another link down below you'll see is our Bandcamp. All of our music is completely original. This is done by Castle Mac Andrew, and he's done just a phenomenal job. You can go listen to those tracks individually at our Bandcamp link. You can also purchase the album if you'd like to show him some support. He's got more stuff in the pipe, and it's going to be just fantastic. Finally, we do have a podcast. Speaking of audio, you can find us on iTunes under Castle Mac and other places that good podcasts are found. We're a little bit behind right now, but we're going to be caught up and have all the episodes for your audio pleasure. Finally, our Discord. The link is down below again. This has probably been the biggest hit with us. We love it so much. Lots of people come and hang out. We've made tons of good friends, lots of new friendships forged there. It's just fantastic. It's a really good community. So we invite all of you to come join us and have a good time. A lot of times after shows, we will hang out in the Discord voice chat, so you guys can come and we can all just kind of hang out a little bit. It's a lot of fun. Finally, let's talk about Divine Inspiration. As you've probably seen by now, every 500 bits or subscription equivalent earns our players a Divine reroll. We think this is a really fun way of letting the viewers sort of act like they're the gods of the realm. They can subtly guide the actions of the players, whether it's, guiding an arrow or moving a shield over just a hair. So we really appreciate that. That is the immediate tangible benefit, but do want to talk about, what we do with those bits. We reinvest absolutely every dime we make into the stream, and you can look back at some of our older YouTube videos and see in a very short time we've come a long way. We really use that to pay for art. We've done tons of artist commissions, from overlays to character artwork, and we will continue to do so. We think artists make this community incredibly vibrant and bring visuals to life. I don't think any of this works without some of the wonderful art that people have done, and also equipment. As you probably know by now, if you spend any time with us, we have been making huge improvements to our audio, and that is really our number one focus right now. So we are saving up for a comprehensive audio equipment overhaul. Both Andrew and I have some background in recording, and we are really hoping to make that leaps and bounds better than what it is right now. We're really making do. It's challenging to mic a room full of people with broad dynamics, from whispers to shouts when people roll 20s. So we are being very thoughtful, and we're really focused on making that as absolutely amazing as we possibly can. And so you all are helping us with that every time you donate even a single bit. We really, truly appreciate it. Okay, let's get back to the break. We'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Thank you again for being here. It honestly means the world to us. So we'll see you soon.
Thanks for hanging, everybody.
Ew.
We last left with a creepy dream. That helped.
As you are wont to do. I liked it.
I didn't.
Yeah. Good.
Oh, I wanted to tell you when we were talking about texting Rel from my Railstone, I remembered that I got a text message today at work from a number I didn't recognize, and it was like, "Hey, Dusty, this is Matt." And I was like, "You call it Dusty?"
Hey, Dusty.
What?
I wish Dusty was just a nickname that people gave to like, that old Dusty.
Should I be offended, or is that someone's name?
I used to know a Dusty. He was a psychopath.
Yeah, full of cobwebs too.
Like that. You can call Rel Dusty if you want.
What's up, Dusty?
It's Dustin. Early in the morning.
I hope that demon we killed that was filled with sand was named Dusty.
He is now.
I am Dusty, the entity known as
We
Dusty.
already killed some dusty boys, didn't we?
That's true.
Oh yeah, that's the
Meth
meth.
heads, some dust meth heads.
That's right, dust meth heads.
Everyone else thought you said meth heads too.
Well, that's because they don't play that much D&D, I guess.
I knew it was a
Losers.
meth head. I knew.
Good for you.
I knew, so you should let me be level 4 before then.
Guys, I haven't even given you out player-driven inspiration. I didn't do this earlier. This is player-given inspiration that players can give to each other for rewards or if they need it. But yeah, but you guys have some divine reroll. People have been kind tonight. So I probably need to nearly kill y'all so you can use them.
You can't nearly kill us. You either kill us all the way or it's easy.
How can he be near this?
That's right. That's true.
I guess that's kind of always true in some ways.
Just ask Coach.
Just think about it. You are shaken awake.
What?
There's a hand. As you open your eyes, you can see first you have a direct sight to Albin, who looks like he's having a pretty bad dream. But standing right above you is Amelia.
I'd be like, what is it? Is it nighttime?
It's like dawn.
Okay.
She's like, we're heading out on a wagon. Thought I'd say goodbye.
He'll kind of stand up and brush himself off a little bit. Alright, well, I don't know that I'll ever come to Waterdeep.
Don't blame you. Maybe I'll find you anyway, though. Got a few things for that.
Good. We could compare notes. I'll share anything interesting I come across.
Same. Personal thanks. She hands you a scroll.
What's this? Unroll it.
Thought a wizard of your stature would want that. It's Fireball.
He'll look at it and be like, I know this. Thank you. I was wondering how I was going to get that.
Thought you'd be wondering about it.
He'll put it in his satchel, like, kind of make some space for it. I appreciate everything. I hope, I don't know how to say goodbyes, really. Haven't done it before. But I know you're going to have a hard time coming back, but you still got it easier than others. You've still got people there who are caring for you, so.
True enough. I think I'll be back out there, though. Everybody else has moved on. Don't know if I was ever ready to settle down.
It's not for everyone.
You're right.
Well, good luck, and if you ever come back this way, maybe you can find whatever we call ourselves.
Don't worry so much about a name. She starts to walk. She's like, hey, I don't know if I tell your friends what you told me.
Didn't plan to.
She's like, I'm from Cormier, by the way. If I'd known that before you saved me, I probably would have killed you where he stood. You know exactly what that means.
I probably would have earned it.
Good luck, Killian.
He'll kind of shoot a glance at Elvin, make sure he was asleep.
Elvin's still Ulfgar's standing pack. He's
Whoa!
Just a sneeze.
he kind of embraces her and gives you a big,
He'll nod.
and they kind of head off on clearly what a wagon going towards port. Elvin, you shoot awake exactly at the end of that dream, and Killian's kind of standing there watching a wagon go.
I think Killian would actually pull out his pipe. Start packing it while you wake up.
I think I wouldn't say anything right away since I just woke up from something I'd just slowly process and then.
I mean, I saw that he seemed to be having a nightmare, right?
Yep.
Not a dream.
Yeah. Very strange. This jungle does strange things to my mind, I think.
Well, you're being followed by a pack of every fucking animal that lives out here. There are strange things happening, and they're not just in your mind. Of that we can be sure. I think he'll light his pipe and kind of puff on it and hand it.
Hildegard, you wake up
Elvin's
feeling
ever done before.
Yeah.
You would just try and
Like
mimic
when
what
that
you
cool
did.
kid hands you your first
as
cigarette.
you walk out of the tent. This is the exact moment that you see is Killian handing Elvin a pipe and him exactly however he does it. And trying to smoke a pipe.
I think I would try to explain. Like, oh no, you breathe it in and suck it into your lungs, and hold it for a bit. It feels nice. It tastes nice.
I think you'd just do like.
You are able to handle it. It is a strange sensation. You're like leafy, smoky.
Well,
And there's Hildegard kind of standing in the tent, looking wonderful. I mean, in the morning, as an Aasimar, still like the slight wind that may be in the jungle is blowing her hair, and she's not in fighting clothes
east is
right
behind
now, so-
her, and the sun is shining through the gossamer.
Yeah, it looks like she has been awake for hours.
I have.
I woke up like this.
Pipe.
No, thank you. I don't like the way it tastes.
Fair enough. More for me.
Yes.
What are we going to do today? We made a good bit of coin yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It'd be a shame to just part.
No, what would you like to do? I don't have any plans past this.
Well,
Haven't been given any.
we could think of a name.
All right.
That was pretty good advice.
Do you have any suggestions?
I was hoping you could come up with that.
Me?
It's really hard. Band name generator.
I'm gonna go to band name generator.
Do it.
I think there is an adventuring party name
I
generator.
think there is.
As you are racking your brain and trying to generate a name
I'm gonna call
in your
Rel
head.
and ask him what we should be called.
call? You guys, I mean, I'm assuming breakfast is there's coffee there. There's especially some selections of teas. This does get a bit of a stop off of supplies just being on the route that it's on. It's kind of the last outpost before people go out to adventure. So
I would try to find a super floral tea.
easy. You do. You know what? Let's roll to see how good it is.
Okay.
Oh man, some of these are pretty bad.
Oh, yeah. Read them out.
Fellowship of the Happy Unicorn.
That's us.
Order of the Lonely Camel.
It is definitely floral, but you imagine that.
Like potpourri in your grandma's bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're kind of like, yep, but it's like drinking.
That's why I don't
potpourri.
like tea.
You're like,
Because it tastes like potpourri in my grandma's bathroom. Or dirty water.
I didn't get. You also think as looking at the inn in Coben, you're like, I bet if this were brewed right, it would taste good. He doesn't look like he's much of a tea man. He's
Yeah.
like, tea. There you go, lass.
I got nothing.
nothing.
They're all terrible.
I see Wiley's in our chat right now.
Oh, yeah.
Wiley, Devin, it's up to you guys to name this adventuring party for us. It'll come as to one of the characters as an epiphany.
Yeah, you guys think about it. We'll move on in the meantime while the gods are looking for inspiration to give you guys.
You guys get to name us today.
You're still pretty wrecked, so you can take some days around.
I think definitely some days of rest. I think this would be pseudo downtime. I think Killian would want like 3 or 4 days of rest.
I would like to at some point just like not go off by myself, but like just step a little bit away from camp and call Rel
Okay.
on the Rollstone.
Let's do
And
it.
we don't have to do it right this second.
I mean, we can do it right this second.
Okay, ready?
You guys are resting. I assume you're copying.
Can't copy it till I can cast it.
Till you can cast
But
it.
I think he would be.
But you do have that
looking at
endurance
it.
spell book that
Where
she
is
gave
your
you
spell
too.
book?
Oh man, I didn't get it.
It's actually the worst wizard.
I'm not though.
All right, so we'll do that. Elvin, think about what you want to do.
Spellbook.
In the meantime, you kind of walk.
You made me stop my car and like
All right.
You guys are doing that. You head off, and again, you also see as you kind of get out of line of sight that there are still just kind of a ton of animals that are mostly just lounging right now.
Any friendly monkeys?
Oh, plenty.
There's 2 red hairs there.
Doesn't look like it.
Is it one
Or 2.
red?
I don't actually remember.
Let's just say it's 2.
2 red hairs?
You don't see 2 red hairs. You start inspecting monkeys, and you're like, I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
But they all seem as jazzed as the next to see you. But you go out, and given that this was an archaeological site, you kind of go past, but you do come almost to like it looks like an area that you can sit, but it looks like there's a couple what were statues at one point. They've kind of eroded or fallen off, but you can tell that they were carved at some point, looking a bit like, some of them almost look like nightmare gods of some sort. But but it's not, mostly it's just like reptilian type looking gods, so...
What were the angels called from Doctor Who?
Weeping
The weeping
angels.
angels like that?
Not quite like that. Imagine like very like, reptile creatures, but their features are all like exaggerated. Like the mouths are like stretched back, the eyes are incredibly big, but they're eroded too, so you can't quite tell. But at the same time, you inherently, I mean, this was a religious place at some point, even if it was not quite the religion that, you're like, it does have a piece to it at the same time, even with these strange statues around it. So yeah, you can take a seat if you want.
Yeah.
How do you speak into it? What do you say to get it going?
I pretend this were a stone.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
I don't know, like, I've never had one of these, so I'd be like,
You say it and you wait long enough that you're like, I don't even know if this thing is gonna work, or if
I don't know how to use it, or...
and you wait, you try it again, and you're about at the point where you're like, clearly this wasn't gonna work, when a voice almost like faint at first as you're kind of holding it down, and it's like, Hildegard, is that you?
Rel, is that you?
Yes, it's me. It's so good to hear your voice.
What are you doing?
Currently, I'm in the deserts of Callum right now. Dirty business. Not anything I like.
I'm still in the jungle at Chult.
Oh. What's that like?
Also very dirty business. I don't understand what I'm doing here. Or what I'm supposed to do next. We did rescue someone.
That's fantastic. That sounds like it might be within your oath, right?
It is, but what now?
I've asked myself that over the past couple of days and even before, but honestly, speaking to you on Mount Celestia, you kind of just reminded me that we're here to do what we're supposed to do, to abide by our oaths no matter what, no matter how hard we find it.
I do often find it hard. I think I do know what I need to do. It's just... I just don't want to admit it yet.
I think about that at night.
Because I'm scared.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid too. I don't think you should be scared though. You're strong.
And so are you.
Thank
We're
you.
paladins.
We are paladins, yes. Are you facing dangerous creatures?
A fiend, I think.
A fiend? My God, what was it?
I can't even begin to tell you the nightmare that I saw.
Seen a few of those myself. Most of it here are strange tribes that they're looking for something in the desert. I don't know if you know anything about Kalam Desert, but there's jinn out here. The Freeti.
It's terrible. But we are put in this world to do this job.
You're right. I have given an oath to the judge, and I will stand to judge the unworthy.
And I've given my oath to the Bright One, and I will be the beacon of hope for those that need it. And I think that those I'm with need that light.
I think they do. I mean, whoever's around you, you can spread that light. I know I certainly feel that light shining upon me as we speak now, and I feel compelled that I can do what I need to do.
It's good to talk to you, Ral.
It's good to talk to you, Hildegard. Nobody else understands. I'm the only paladin here,
Same.
and the only Asimov. We're so rare. I don't think that people understand that we're connected to our Deva.
They don't, and it's a thing you can't describe.
No, not at all. To be part of divinity. I feel lucky and burdened all at the same time.
I'm glad I have someone to talk about this with, because nobody else would understand. Not
No,
my parents.
nor mine. Only we who carry the torch into the darkness and wield the sword of justice shall know.
I hope we can meet again.
I hope so. If you make it to Callum, let me know. I can meet you. I could probably use the help, to be honest.
I'll let you know.
All right. Well, good luck in Troll. Stay safe.
You too.
Thank you. I'll try. Goodbye. Slightly awkward.
I love you.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Said you would shoot good night, Denise.
All right.
Did anyone name our adventuring party?
Well, it's in process. I will say the one I love the most is Trace Liches.
Trace Liches is my favorite dessert. It's so perfect.
Trace Liches.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I have final say over this. y'all.
Yeah,
So,
of course. I do think, outside of these wonderful suggestions from chat, which are pretty good. Oh, by the way, Misery subscribed.
Oh, thanks, Miz.
That's awesome. I think Killian would probably be pretty lame and boring and propose to at least Elvin, maybe while she's on the phone. Yeah.
New spin, who this?
Second, I think he would say, this did come about. Oh my god, is that a big mosquito? Yes, it was.
God, we're in fucking Chult right now.
Just getting a little.
I've willed it.
Yeah.
My nightmares.
Ooh.
Gonna fly into your mouth.
Have
and
taken root in
make
your
veins
mind.
turn black.
Someone roll a d12.
Okay. 1.
So the format would be the group noun of the adjective fantasy noun, like the company of the Golden Heart.
Okay.
Well, you
So
have a
what all do we
suggestion
do?
if you
Okay,
want to
so
just
now,
Yeah.
so this says
He
it's
has like
a d30 roll, and based on what,
D30 roll, huh?
yeah.
Okay.
It's a D20 and a D10, I
I
guess.
guess so. Creates a weird curve, but that's alright.
D30.
We'll subtract 1, I guess. We'll call it 11. Why not?
Friendly, cringing, wyvern,
Okay,
monster
no.
hunter. So okay, yeah.
No, that's a terrible.
I tried.
Name.
We tried.
TBD.
Yeah, still TBD. Let's just stretch that out for many sessions.
Yeah, at night. What about?
Yeah.
The Jungle Family.
About Trace Liches. That was my favorite. Okay, never mind. We'll keep that one going, guys. Ongoing contest. I'll tell you what. Whoever suggests the name that we love and fits, we can't go with Trace Liches. As good as it is, a little too off the beaten path for us. I will buy you a shirt and send you a T-shirt. This we will decide. Hopefully by next episode, offline in the Discord, or maybe it'll continue on. Well, when we know it,
When we know
see
it,
we'll know it.
we will know it.
Also true.
Nice
Yeah,
tautology.
Okay. Elvin, was there anything else that you wanted to do? I mean, he's copying spells into his kind of new spell book.
I think throughout the days I'd just kind of wander into the forests in the direction of the animals, or just kind of continually trying to get vibes from the forest, touch the trees appropriately.
Follow him.
You do get that. The trees. Y'all see that?
Yeah, you have willed Jolt.
It's fucking
Why are there
Schultz
bugs?
right
It's
now.
like 60 degrees outside.
No, it's not. It's like 80.
I hypnotized you. I let you guys all get involved, and I just slowly started putting it into your mind.
It's rotten under the table.
But what's on your arm? What?
They're noodles, Michael.
Do you want some biscotti? You do get a general kind of feeling, in a slightly northern direction that it's just that it's almost like you can smell it. You're like, the wind's not right, or like the trees, the way they speak and kind of echo, they start to get dulled in a certain direction. It's faint, You also recognize that you're more connected again than you've ever been. Like, you can kind of sense the forest, even without digging in deeper. Like, just in general, a lot more. And frequently you have to stop yourself, because even when it's very localized, there's so much information. It's like sensory overload. You can start to feel, like, the slight mist on the canopy. You feel, seeds opening underground. All of the various insects that are moving, like the animals, and again, sometimes the fear, the elation, the growth, and you have to kind of come out of it, because it's like just a ton of voices speaking at once. And understanding, it's like if you stood in a crowded room and you knew every process of homeostasis of another human all happening at once, and you're like, oh my god, your blood's pumping, your heart's going, you're breathing and respirating. But you do get a kind of general sense of a direction. It feels far, though.
Yeah.
But you do just have that feeling.
I'm sure I'd wander farther than I should north, but I wouldn't be like
Miles.
rushing into the jungle trying to find it. But I'd just kind of maybe like wander a little farther each time I went out.
As you go, you feel like you hear it's not even a voice on the wind, it almost feels like a collective voice. And it's almost like they're repeating something, but you just can't quite make it out. And you like almost turn to listen, and you're like, what are you saying? It's so close, but yeah, you do understand kind of the general, almost distress call of the jungle in this far.
I guess next time we're all around, I'd bring it up. I don't know if other people had, or we can.
I think you guys have all rested. It's been, I'm gonna say probably closer to a week here.
Okay.
You've taken the time to copy spells. You've all rested. You've eaten. I mean, you've kind of
dole out the money, or else we're gonna forget.
You've kind of set. You just set a somewhat casual pace. People have rolled into town. They've rolled out of town. You guys have spoken with Gren a few times. I mean, she's definitely been studying the basilisk egg. Mm-hmm. Like, I found some interesting findings.
Yeah, Gillian would definitely be interested in that. And,
How much gold do we all have?
so we just made
You
250.
can round it up.
So
83 each? Or wait,
yeah,
no.
83 each. Yeah.
I thought of a name.
Yeah.
Company of the Spirit Bear.
I mean, that is pretty good, but I did just issue a
I know,
challenge.
but I want a shirt, so.
Sorry, guys.
Lydia got a shirt.
We didn't put in the contract that we were disqualified.
All right, and also, Sean, I wanted to look up really quick. Just, I know it's a little bit of housekeeping, and that's kind of boring.
What did you say?
Copying every spell into his backup spell book.
Ready,
Do you remember what that costs or where that's listed?
I think, yes. It's in the wizarding section where it talks about your spell book, writing characters. I think it's maybe 100 gold a spell or something like that.
Yeah, it might
it's
be.
a lot.
But I think even that spell book had a special rule that it was cheaper. Do you remember what was the name of that item?
The endurance spell book.
I felt like it had a thing that was like, by the way, it costs half as much or something. Nope,
Must we get up front?
just doesn't deteriorate.
Okay. 50 GP an hour per spell level.
The same. 83.
Yep, got
So do
it.
I have
Thank
that
you,
times
Sean.
too?
Thanks,
I knew
guys.
something like that.
166 plus whatever you already had.
Half the price is fits your specialty. Fortunately,
not for
it's
me.
not his specialty.
Not for me. War magic. All right, so
So yeah, you guys have kind of set a good, easy pace and are kind of, I don't know, waiting for the next thing to happen. But it's yet to come in quite yet. But I'm going to say that this is at that point that through a number of days, you've kind of continually gone out farther and farther, and you now feel confident in what you know.
I guess assuming we're all together, I would bring it up. I've been, as you know, wandering into the jungle, trying to find the source of whatever sickness is there, and I've got a clear view of the direction.
Were you swallowed by a tree?
Unfortunately, not again. You said north, right?
Northish, yeah. From what you can, from where you are, you know it's north, but more specific, you couldn't tell.
It is to the north, and I do feel it. So I imagine as we got closer, I would be more exact, but
well,
I do feel it's a long ways away.
we've got a good bit of coin we could set off into the jungle, but we should look at a map of Chult and find out what civilization is that way. If we're just setting off into nothing, we'll have a harder time surviving, but maybe we can map out places to stop on the way.
Is there anywhere to get supplies along the way, do you think?
That's what we would be looking for. Make sure we have pit stops. I don't think
Yeah,
pit stops don't exist.
D&D pit stops.
There's dinosaur races. I gotta go to the pit, change toenails, swap out horns.
They got the Jurassic Park twins. They got to take off the one thing.
I gotta take off the meat side, put it into it.
There's dino rib cages. They got pee. You know. Dino rib cages. There's dino pit stops. I'm tired.
No, come on. We're not gonna lose it on that.
Why do you get to say I can't lose it over Dino Ribcage?
Gren would probably be the person. Or Coven. Gren or Coven.
You just got this!
I guess we're tired with
Confused in
COVID.
the past!
Y'all go ahead.
Sorry.
Andrew and I are going to play a role-playing game.
All right.
I'm calling my group the Lonely
Yeah, so Gren or Coben.
Would we go see Coben since we're more tight with him?
I think so,
maybe?
yeah.
He's probably a bit more keyed in than Gren. Even though she's the definite leader here, she's typically like...
Nose
You
up,
just
but-
see her
Yep.
in her tent. So yeah, Coben's like... Hello?
Hello. Do you happen to have a map or some knowledge of what is north of the camp?
If I do, I could tell you the summary of it. trees, trees, and trees.
There are no further settlements north.
Oh no, there's most of the settlements are north.
Just a long ways.
I mean,
On the other side?
I mean, you guys came in from the north. One of the only real trails. There's another smaller one. Got a settlement up there. Say they're building a big road. I haven't been up there myself.
Does that road connect on the road we took in?
You'd still have to do a little bit of backpacking to get there.
Sure.
But yeah. Actually, in fact, people came down and gave us a whole map about it. It's supposed to be a big deal. Big trading fort. Sending stuff back to Callum and the Sword Coast.
Where's it at?
Northeast. You'd have to take the trail back, go a little out of your way, then connect over.
Still safer than going through the jungle, I would think, although maybe not for you anymore.
Do you think we could ride with the caravan on its way out?
There's probably some leaving today. I'll show you the map, though. He gets down from the... Since he's a dwarf. Comes... Unfolds it. It's like, okay, we're here. As you can see, I put Coben's underneath that Miven's Rest.
Fair enough.
Kind of the biggest site here.
Without doubt.
So all the way up here, you got the ports. You got different spots. A lot of this all over here, that's Yuan-Ti territory. Don't want to go there. I don't know if you ever seen Yuan-Ti, they snake people. It's kind of freaky deaky.
Best to avoid.
This is all lizard folk. Over here you got grungs. You ever seen a grung? Almost looks like a cute little froggy, but they kill us.
Keep that in mind.
Cute though.
Lizards, frogs, okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a jungle.
Snake people.
Snake people. Here's what you want though. Coming up to the northeast, you're getting a bit closer to the coast. Probably some of the ports you came in on, not the big ones, but the other side. Cheaper to get out of there. More dangerous waters though. Ugh. But the place you want is Farley's Well. If that ain't a Sword Coast name, I don't know what is.
Farley's Well.
Farley's Well.
Farley's Well it is then.
Apparently it's more fortified than here, more of a civilization. It's a whole town, whole village, walled too. From what I hear from the travelers, they've been lumbering, clearing out all the trees to make a nice trade road. Trying to be the kind of stop for this part of the jungle, catch the other coast with the smaller ports, so that way they ain't got to pay the taxes in the big ports.
Sounds like quite an enterprise.
That's what it sounds like. It's not Coben's though.
What is?
That's what I'm saying. What is? Do you guys want this map? I've got more.
Sure, if you don't mind.
Great, that'll be 5 gold.
Of course.
I just hand him 5.
He's like, thank you. Kind of folds it up. He's like, to Elbin? Oh, wait, I'm gonna miss ya. I really am. Will you tell people about Coben's?
Yes.
Everyone I meet.
Some of the people I meet.
Thank you for being honest. Well, alright. See, some of those people over there, they got caravans. They're probably heading back. I mean, don't know if it matters. I mean, they may not give you a ride. They've got their own supplies, so you could just walk with them, or you could just go on your own.
I'm sure they could do with the company.
Coben, have you heard anything about a sickness to the jungle? As a druid, I have a connection with nature, and I sense its plight, if you will.
You know what? A couple people have been talking about stuff. Strange stuff. Saying trees look like they're rotten and whatnot in some parts. Popping up out of nowhere. People have been seeing even them dinosaurs acting strange. Like they Say they look like they got some sort of rot on them or something. Probably some jungle disease just up on the haunches, getting in the rib cages, popping the meat out and whatnot.
Better find a pit stop.
I'll give you this for that. before we lose our opportunity to give them out.
Well,
I don't know. All sorts of strange things happen here. This place is... it's fucking lawless. Man,
Still, something like that could be devastating.
Could be rumors. People tell all sorts of things. They say they see ghosts up in here.
It's not rumors.
it's not rumors.
Honestly, it's not rumors. Is it close?
It's everywhere, but I think its source is far away. But it's here. But
Like from... like immediately to like multiple years, how soon would I have to close up business?
You don't have to worry about it because you've got 3 very capable heroes here. And we will help keep Coben safe.
That's exactly why I've always called you free heroes.
And it seems to me that that'd be maybe a valuable service to Kobans that maybe we can discuss.
I have taken an oath to bring light and keep people safe. And I'm going to go out into the jungle.
I applaud you. I have also taken an oath to have a successful business in the middle of the jungle,
Well, you do
away
your
from
job,
taxation.
and I'll do mine.
I will, and I salute you.
We eat and drink for free here when we come back, and you're safe.
I'll give you a discount. If you come back, and I've heard that other people were sent this way.
If we come back and you've not been haunted, free.
Why don't we discuss it if you come back? Because frankly, most people don't come to Miven's Rest twice.
We did,
Can't imagine why not.
That's true. You did.
and we didn't bring any ghosts. We fought them.
Well, thank you. You've got food in your bellies as well, and I've drank some pretty good ale and tea.
Alright, then I suppose this business is concluded. We don't want to miss the caravan. He would go over to Gren's tent.
Okay. I mean, she's in there. She looks like she never sleeps. I mean, she doesn't wear that, but she's just... You've never, ever seen her in her tent asleep. Always. Mm-hmm. At the moment that you're awake, she's already in there and looks like she's maybe just been there the whole time. And she's just... writing notes. She's got a number again of, like, half, like, clay pots and different pieces that are there. The basilisk egg is kind of center over here. She's...
Pardon me, Grin.
Oh, yes,
Just
Mr.
wanted to
Kinney.
tell you, we're heading out.
Oh. Well, thank you for doing everything that you've done here.
Of course. Happy to. And we were paid.
Sure,
We're
but
happy to.
a lot of people could have been paid, but
You'll be with me.
you helped. Yeah, you helped. People died, you stopped a threat. You brought me a rather intriguing specimen.
Be careful with that.
Oh, I will. I mean, all of this purely academic, of course. I'm not trying to raise it.
Those were being hatched,
That's true.
so just be careful. There's one other thing. There's something going on in the jungle. I can't explain it. Maybe Elvin can. We're going off to address it, but keep your eyes and ears open. There's some sort of rot or disease, undeath.
What do you mean, Elvin?
Well, you may know as a druid I have a connection with the surrounding life.
It's empathic, in fact. I'm quite interested.
Well, the surrounding life here is uneasy and rotting. Not a natural rot.
Do you think
Infected.
it's something to do with the cult? Another cult? Does snake people?
We have no idea.
Something to the north is all I've really gathered.
Well, keep an eye out.
But don't worry, you've got a paladin.
Right. I mean, of course, that would make sense. I suppose if it's rot, some divine magic could do it. Probably natural, though, I would imagine.
Anyways, we just wanted to let you know to keep your eyes open. And if you see anything, please take notes. And should we return, I'd like to review them.
I absolutely will. She kind of reaches, the two hands out and takes yours, and she, rough hands, but still gentle. She's like, "Thank you, Kimian. Elvin, I'll give you a hug."
All right.
She hugs you. I wasn't sure when you got here, but glad that you found us. Hildegard, you are by far one of the strongest women I've ever seen in this place.
I need you to talk to everybody about burying their bones again. We've talked about it, and you said it could be a good idea. And I need you to hold up your end of that bargain if I'm going to keep the jungle safe.
I will speak to them about non-necessary bones being reburied.
Are you done with any of your bones now? I can take them.
We
I
need to be going.
I think we're still studying right at the moment, but I will let them know. I'm a woman of my word. If they're non-essential, they will be reburied, or if we have duplicates.
I will check.
Okay. I will let them know after you leave. You guys leave the tent?
Yeah, we'll head to the caravan.
You easily find a caravan. People agree. There's no pay. They're happy to, frankly, they can tell that you look like better protection than they have, so they're like, absolutely, you can.
Right.
You guys kind of make it off into the jungle. Take one last look back at Niven's Rest. Still some char marks from that first attack. People kind of going about their business. Spend a good couple weeks there. And that's probably your last look of it.
Niven's Rest, we hardly knew ye. Just kidding, we knew everything about that place. Done.
All three tents.
Glad I paid so much for a top bunk.
Yep. Glad I paid so much for a swamp bonk.
Why do you look dirty here?
Oh.
Snake people? I've never heard of them.
Oh, man.
It takes a couple days. It's, again, and people comment, there's just animals moving in the woods. That's off-putting to them at first, but they kind of get it, that it's just normal. Again, you don't really run into anything. I mean, you guys sleep. There's probably 6 or 7 other people, so it's a pretty fair-sized group. People do take turns riding on the wagons, and they seem to have it be pretty egalitarian. They're like, yeah, you guys, why don't you take a ride? They're sturdy people. I mean, they're caravan traders.
Right.
You consult your map, and you figure out where you need to get off. Part ways, you do have to go through a bit of the jungle. So it takes you probably about 2 weeks to reach your location. You were on the caravan maybe for the first week,
Right.
on the trail, and even though you can see that it wasn't that far, through the jungle was a trek. You don't have any of the torrential rains that you had, though. It's kind of, typically incredibly sticky, oppressively hot during the day.
What about Elbin's sense as we get closer?
Further you get north, you do feel it stronger. It kind of continues to grow. And you know what? Actually, I'll even say you see a bit of rot. It's nothing major, but it's almost like you're looking and you'll see a bit on a tree, or like right where the roots kind of go into the ground. You're like, what is that? You see it, and it just looks, it's like black flakes, almost ashy, but then also oozy when you touch it. And you're like, that's not It's not natural. It's not natural.
I think he'd try, I'm sure fruitlessly, to do what he can to repair it and see that it doesn't work, I'm sure. But
When you druidcraft, again, your druidcraft here is powerful. You can feel the kind of the resistance, though. It's almost like with your druidcraft, it's like having your hand there, and you're trying to slowly squeeze it, and it's kind of maintaining shape for a while, and growth is growing around it, just blooms around it, and then it almost finally collapses in on itself, and flowers will sprout out. So you can fix the rot, the small bits. And even with your exceptional powers, it takes concentration.
I don't think he'd make it. I'm assuming the route's kind of everywhere, so he'd probably
sporadic.
more as a test to see if he can, and probably be done with it.
It is sporadic, but you are able, and yes, the further you get north, even the small clumps, like, they do take more concentration, but you know it. And you've also recognized that less animals are following you now. They've kind of continued to start to spread, and now you see the ones that are following are maybe the ones that look like they would be quicker, or some mid-range predators. Like, again, some of the cats, and even some of the monkeys too, are kind of harder, but the rest, like a lot of the small creatures, do not follow you anymore.
Cool. So how many hit points do the mid-range predators have that are on that side?
We'll find out. Maybe.
Maybe.
You guys come out of the woods, and you see a large, actually, like, as soon as you come out, you see, it's strange. It's not a road, but it's been completely cleared. I think you two, more so than Killian, have a slightly strange feeling. On one hand, you're out of this thick jungle. On the other hand, seeing essentially a ton of stumps across maybe, 20 feet that will be a road. I mean, it's just empty now, and it's cleared and moving up. So it's definitely not, it's better, but you can see it's in the process of becoming it. But I mean, trees are just cut, and it's odd. It feels like the other trail you were on was a beaten path, but it didn't feel like a road. But yeah, there's a sudden strange, especially for you, Elvin, you two. It's almost like a small heartache of absence. Like, I don't know. But as you look, you can see a large walled city.
How? When you say city?
Village.
Okay.
It's a village. But it's like a fort, like a pretty heavy fortified.
Right, like that, like wooden palisade all around it.
The palisade's kind of all around it. You can see that there's clearly a gate. You can, in the distance, see a couple small figures that look like guards. And there's, like, the land around it's kind of cleared. As you get closer, you can also see, actually, though, that it looks like it opens up into a small river valley. And there's, like, a lot of what looks like crops out there. I mean, you can't quite make out what they are, but you're like, oh, yeah, outside of there, looks like crops. It looks similar to Jamestown in a way.
Yeah.
A little bit better than that.
What was it called again?
Farley's Well.
Farley's Well. Some civilization.
Strange to see.
It's quite the change.
It is. Well,
We approach a guard.
I suppose so. Can't imagine they'd turn us away.
How distant do I feel the issue is now?
You're getting closer for sure. I mean, with this many weeks of travel, you're like, we're on the right fucking track. You still don't feel like you're about to step right into it. Like, you still feel like you're probably maybe days away. Maybe a week. But based on if you're adding up how the feeling has taken you, you're like, I mean, I'm getting fucking closer. Again, you haven't seen much more rot necessarily, just the sporadic rot. So nothing visually is giving you any feeling that it's different.
Definitely closer, but still a ways away. Maybe someone in this town knows.
Either way, we could It's time to replenish our supplies.
Take a rest.
They are dwindled.
Sleep in a bed.
Oh, and again, you feel like you have less supplies than you remember. That's just a separate thing. You're like, I think I had more. Did I eat all that?
Monkeys scrounging in your pockets.
I think we determined it wasn't that. We asked about it last time.
There weren't no monkey
Do you
scrounging.
think monkeys are gonna tell you the truth now about eating your pocket snacks?
We did not eat it.
I wouldn't tell the
Narrator.
truth.
Facts. They did.
The monkeys ate it. You guys roll up to the...
Yeah, we'll roll. Is there like a gate? I
Yep.
guess. Yep.
There sure is.
Yeah, we just roll towards the gate.
As you get closer, you can see the guards have not said anything. They're clearly standing out there, and one has like a shield up, like looks like he's holding his head and trying to like block out the sun. The other two are hunched over like this, passing a water skin to each other and like. That's what you see. They do not look like they're paying attention whatsoever.
I think Killian would say something. I think he'd be like, have you not gotten accustomed to the heat yet?
Fucking hell. No. I'm sorry, what?
Have you not... The heat... Is it... You've not accustomed to the heat?
Oh yeah, it's fucking bloody hell. No. The other two haven't even gotten up. They're like... In fact, one is like... And I mean, just starts kind of hurling. And they're like... You, how long have you all been here?
Just a few minutes.
A few weeks in the jungle.
Oh,
A few minutes outside of your gate.
that is what I meant, but a few weeks. Good for you guys. You're...
How long have you been here? Why is the sun still making you sick?
Like on watch? Definitely since this morning.
Whatever you're guarding against might not have much trouble in your condition.
Well, that's easy for you to come here and judge and tell me how to do my fucking job.
You're doing fine. You'll get used to it. How long have you been at Farley's Well?
Oh, probably 6 months or so.
Maybe you won't get used to it. Maybe you're not cut out for the jungle.
I mean, usually I'm fine. I'm just fucking sweating.
How long have you been ill like this?
I wouldn't quite say I'm ill.
You look ill.
I feel fucking ill.
Yeah.
Have you been drinking? Is that...
No. Have you been eating?
Yeah, I've definitely been eating.
What have you been eating?
Bread. Not enough bread. Meat. Rye.
Okay.
Liquid.
So you've been drinking.
Yeah, we've all been drinking. I was like, stop being so fucking loud. We've been fucking drinking. What do you want?
We don't want anything. We just want
We just
into
want to
Farley's
come
Well.
into your village.
Oh. Why are we fucking talking then? Yeah. You can come into the village. At that, you hear snaps in the forest. And out you see a number of tigers. And immediately take off running at you. We're gonna take a quick break, y'all.
Oh, word. Cool, cool.
Thanks for hanging, y'all. Where last we left, some drunk guards were about to let them in the gate when a number of tigers started just running at full speed out. Just sauntering up to a combat.
How's a tiger just gonna saunter like this?
Lazy ass tigers just rolling up into this combat.
Acting like they need something. Hey, y'all got $1?
Got any cornflakes?
Are you talking about a tiger looking for some cornflakes with his buddies in the jungle?
Coming out. Bandana on.
Like,
Cartoon eyes, little claws.
Muscles. Alright. I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
yes, sir. Careful.
Sorry.
Nice. That's not a key. Nice.
And let me get...
Durable as always.
Mine aren't good.
As sometimes.
Considering I get a +10, mine is not good.
This makes
Nice.
sense. That's for the guards.
Thanks.
Okay, let me see. Okay, where are we at, y'all?
8.
8. Hildy.
7.
Nice. Wow.
Yep.
Hilariously, I'm a 12 with a +10, and Anarchy is a 9.
Okay. Alright. Enemy 1 is
Hilarious to stretch.
the dire wolf.
Yeah, well, it's +10 to have a 12, you know? It's pretty bad.
Alright, so the large tiger, like a dire tiger really, is first. The other ones go after you, and the guards are still like
Oh god.
Dire
being there.
tire.
Dire tire.
the old
They just gotta go to that old dinosaur pit stop. That old ribcage pit stop.
Dinosaur ribcage. I mean, I'm confused at the two because they're so similar.
Alright, everybody. So, this large one is first.
Mm-hmm.
God, this it's doing so
The fan's on, so.
Yeah, that's what I would have blamed it on. My
Yes.
dumbass trying to pick up pieces of
Having an
paper.
issue with that, like he always does.
-5 decks on paper. Okay, let's... Lydia, roll me a d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, it's on you.
Tight.
Dang, you want me to swing this?
Yep. Runs up, and you see those large fangs open as it tries to bite you.
Nope.
This situation just got dire.
Well, situation just got diarrhea.
That is some bullshit.
I think you're taking a crit there. Yikes!
The gods were like,
Double 20s. Yeah, the gods were like, nope, let it happen.
Y'all thought those dinosaur pit stops were funny, huh? Good.
Oh, you
Yeah,
feel
okay,
over
perfect.
when chunks come out of their side. You can see their ribcage. That's not funny.
And it looks like a
made
bathroom.
dinosaurs.
You take 11 points of
Oh my
damage.
god, no.
As it just... And I need you to make a strength saving throw, please. You see it rip Hildegard to the ground.
It's a 7.
Hold on. No. And Hildegard is ripped to the ground by this dire tiger. This Diger.
It's really not ideal.
Alright, Killian.
Okay. Killian will... yeah, okay. He is going to cast a spell, again, kind of absorbing from the grass that I imagine is growing up around him. And he is going to, in fact, cast Dragon's Breath, and he is going to use fire.
Okay. Gotcha.
And with that, he will, he's actually going to hold his action until another wolf comes up into range.
Gotcha.
Just one.
Just one.
Tiger.
Tiger. Yes. Tiger, sorry.
What about Anarchy?
Anarchy will fly over and try to give Hildegard the help action on
Gotcha.
that big boy.
Elvin.
I'll cast Entangle.
Son of a bitch. Fuck Drew.
Well, it's a 20-foot square. Oh, no, that does work out extremely well, so never mind. So... You're
I've been there. I've been there, man.
I've calculated.
Yeah, Raven, if you're watching, druids are the worst to DM for.
I mean,
They just always got something.
put him
Raven,
on the board.
Raven straight magnetoed a dragon into the air where it just spun helplessly.
Oh man, I hope she turns into basically Magneto.
So strength saves for those boys.
Okay, let's see. So it's 4 of them. So I'm gonna go kind of just try to go across the line here.
Fail them. Oh. Fail them.
I forget you got it in spell too late.
Because that's the first 2. And those are, what am I trying to beat?
13. Nah, I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it is.
13.
Reroll the 15. Should we do that?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Let's
what
reroll the 15.
Why are you rolling with advantage or disadvantage?
Oh no, I had all 4 strength saves. I rolled all
Oh,
4.
you had. Okay.
Okay, they all fail in that case. So thank you, gods.
Yeah. Thanks, gods.
They restrained. And
Don't forget
use
you have an
action.
inspo when you attack. Oh, because you weren't rolling to attack. You were rolling
They,
to stay on.
they have to make a strength to escape
Yeah, on there as an action.
as an action. That's good, my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Hildegard, you are prone, and this tiger's paw is right over you. As you can see, it has blood on its fangs.
I would like to stand up.
Please,
I would like to attack it.
go for it. With advantage.
Advantage.
Because I have a help action.
Yes.
The bird.
17.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
a definite.
Okay. Remind me what I'm hitting.
This is the dagger.
No, I meant my weapon.
Oh.
Thanks. So
D8.
D8 plus 4. I'm gonna smite it.
Do it.
Put those smittens on.
3d8 plus 4.
I forgot what dice are.
12 damage.
You stand back up, and your sword lights in midair with just divine radiating energy as you just cut into the shoulder and pull down, and it gives you a roar and a whimper. Just. Okay. Okay. Well, this one is immediately running here, so that will key.
Yep. I think Killian will just like it hurts. Breathe fire onto the 2 of them, so they'll each need to make a dex save for half.
What am I trying to beat?
Trying to beat a 13. I'm gonna make you re-roll this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Did not. The other one passed.
Okay. So was that as they lay? So
Yep.
12 and 6.
12 and 6. Gotcha. You just. And I mean, you have a nice broadside to this huge tiger, and you just. The other one's blocked slightly behind it, but it starts catching. You can see fur catching, and underneath you, all of these like newly made stumps and everything, they turn to ash as if they've been cinders themselves, but they've been old ash, and they just all around you in a circle.
Cool.
Okay, let's see. So they're going to try to use an action to escape, and I'm trying to beat a 13. Okay, so here are the first 2, kind of as they lay. No, and the next 2 over there. All right, so that middle one makes it. That's difficult terrain.
This one's I think it's actually like quadruple, isn't it? Isn't it? No, I'm thinking of
difficult
I'm thinking
terrain.
of plant growth or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so they have a speed of 40 feet. So whatever the closest path to get to.
10. So he's probably out of it after that. So that costs 20 feet.
Yep.
25, 30, 35, 40.
Got it. Nice. And that will be it. Took everything to kind of pull out, I'm gonna say. All right. These fools are like, up, you gotta fucking attack. Comes over here, and we'll try to attack at disadvantage, effectively poisoned.
Yeah.
Yep. You see, swing and just hits, and he almost loses his balance. Ugh.
Hey, real quick, did you attack with him?
I did not.
Yeah, I
Thank
triggered
you,
my
dude.
old action. Sorry, Andrew.
Will be.
You know,
What's your armor class?
16.
Yeah, you're right. It is pack. Yes, that does get you.
sorry, man.
real
I
shark.
gotta play by the rules. I gotta be able to sleep at night.
I can always sleep at night.
You
Regardless.
take 6 damage, my dude. As this one kind of shakes off the fire and just leaps and bites right into your chest, and you can feel it sink in.
Right into your haunches.
Get a haunch bite. Haunches.
Why is that a thing we do?
Nope. This one misses as well as it comes up, kind of stumbling. This one will. It will occupy the same space as Anarchy and try to attack this one at disadvantage. Absolutely not. You watch this one stumble over to and with a sword swing, and the tiger just kind of bats it away.
Village is so lucky to have them.
Yep. Best and
It's
brightest.
so lucky.
All right. It's folded weird, y'all.
Yeah, no, I know, man. We see.
Okay,
We
let's
see, but like they don't.
Andrew, go ahead and roll a d6. Same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no. Roll a d4 for me, please.
We bumped this camera. It's been a night of technical fails.
4. Okay, it's that guard over there.
Careful, because that camera's broken.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just gonna be regular with this dude. The tiger, that large tiger, actually misses, and just somewhat him bumbling, like with a shield. And it's also surrounded by all of you, so it's kind of keeping an eye on you, but misses that attack over there. Killian.
Alright, Killian would be annoyed that there's now guards literally in the path of his fire breath. And he would be like, I actually think he's gonna kind of grab this one and be like, pull the fuck back, you're in the way! And then he's going to cast a Misty Step. Let me think about that. To get that mosquito. No, God! How are they?
Fucking cholt.
How are these mosquitoes getting us? He's gonna Misty Step right between these guys so that he can take the fire breath shot on all 3 wolves without hitting any of the friendlies.
Okay.
Stupid fools.
Friendliest.
You need
I'd
deck
say that
saves
loosely.
again.
Deck saves again.
I'm gonna try to do this as they lie.
Okay, I'm gonna make you re-roll the big boy with that last one.
Okay. Yep. So fail, pass.
Okay, 11 damage.
Maybe that blue guy.
11 and 5. Thanks for the divine inspos, they helped.
Thank you. They didn't help me though. Double crit.
That was pretty crazy.
No, they didn't, did they?
Are we the only people that like double Twinkie all the time? I never see
It
it.
does happen a weird amount.
This, as you step over, you again burn through. Actually, hold on. No. This one goes up in flames, and for a moment, you think back to that training, those zombie dogs, and you can see the bones and the fur ahead of you. The dire tiger is barely standing, looks primal just now, but I mean, its fur is burned off, it's bleeding. That one back there kind of pauses for a moment, trying to get its bearings. Anarchy.
She will continue trying to distract this guy, knowing to stay out of the flame range of Killian. And I think, like, yeah, he's just like, he'll lock eyes with the other one, like, implying to, like, get the hell out of the way. But yeah, she will give Hildegard the help action.
Gotcha. Elvin.
Can I
do a bonus action and hold the action, or is that? Okay. Now a bonus action, Spirit Bear. Give everybody 8 temporary hit points.
So nice.
I don't remember the exact radius, but I'm pretty sure I get everybody,
How many?
including the guards. 8.
So from behind Elbin, out steps a bear, kind of backing up in a stalwart, just kind of manner as it hunches down. And again, all of you feel a bit of cool breeze for a moment as it just kind of envelops you.
And I'll hold until those wolves have finished their movement. If that's an option, or finish their turn if it needs to be that. Basically, I'm hoping they get closer.
I think it needs to be a bit more exact.
Probably got to be a bit more specific.
Yeah, for like how close, when they get in, when A or all three get into what?
I guess I'm worried they'll all stay stuck.
So just do when a wolf gets up here, right?
Yeah. I'll also be hurting that guy. I don't know. Yeah, okay, when another wolf gets within 15 feet of me.
When another wolf gets within 15 feet of you. Gotcha. Hildegard. A take. Absolutely hit.
I am not going to smite it.
Good call.
4.
How?
4 plus I have other stuff.
Even with that,
Okay.
how does this dire tiger die?
Like real stupid. Like I just
It's not even
Yeah.
pleasant. Like you sweep a leg and it kind of wobbles for a second before it just falls into a pile.
yeah.
Okay. Alright. Let's see. These ones here. I'll go ahead and do the back ones first since you're waiting on a held action. So here's that one. One in the back. That one. All made it.
They all free. All right, which one do you want me to move first?
Let's just go ahead and go with the closest one.
Okay. So he's basically free. So 10, 20. Is he going after him or?
I think he would,
past
yeah.
him? 5.
I've changed my mind on what I'm going to do, but I'm going to animal friendship at level 2 and convince both of them to both of these to be my best friends.
Okay. Alright. What do I roll? Wisdom save?
Yeah, for 13.
Alright, wisdom save, looking for 13 across the board. That one back there made it. This one that just rolled up is suddenly like kind of stops and looks at you and is like just tongue out like, and you can tell it just looks like a happy cat.
Awesome.
Good.
Like House when when Isabel left. Yeah.
Just it's like I'm gonna go back to that. If you'll move those as close as they can get for me.
And I guess I would need to communicate, or unless they get the idea that I've.
You can. I'll let you with that right now. Communicate something that you want, like a simple kind of phrase.
This one's with me now. And just motion towards that one.
And we would probably see its demeanor change.
Yeah, just see it kind of.
So this one gets to right here.
With just regular movement.
Yep.
All right.
So it can hit either one of us.
All right. He's gonna attack the guard because he's closer. Cannot do it.
Can't make it happen. And I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they would jump out of the. He makes it to just right here.
This one comes.
So this one, he can only hit the guard, I think.
Ooh.
Oh. Well, nothing we can do about that.
That guard is just torn. Claws come out and he falls backwards. He is still alive, but he is prone and just kind of. This one here, I'm gonna roll for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so I'll roll a d6. On a 6, I'll re-roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right,
Poor guard.
last dude.
That meat shield, guard.
hit him. Takes 3 points of damage. That one now digs in and just. And yeah, this last one just kind of like casually kind of walks this way and looks up expectantly at all of you. I think it understands the sense. It's just like
Jowling.
Yeah.
So charmed does not mean that he does.
It won't necessarily turn on its former allies. It's more like it's like, yo, why are you guys fighting? Like, we're all friends here.
Gotcha.
that. If you made a compelling argument on your turn, we would probably give it a roll. Depending on how creative it is, but that will determine the difficulty. Alright. It's folded. All three of them disengage.
No, the guards.
Yeah, he's like, oh, get out of there! I'm fucking out! This one gets up and makes it that far.
Yep.
They're all disengaging. Killian, it is your turn.
Killian's got 3 right in the old crosshairs. I think he would look like he's in pain to just as he vomits forth fire on them. So 3 saves for those boys.
Is that including the charmed one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot! Yeah, well,
Oh yeah. Whatever.
sorry. I immediately forgot that he was charmed. I could have angled it away, but I won't.
These two made it, that one did not.
Okay, 12. Sorry, I forget. When you're charmed, you get to re-roll your save. Is that?
It's just if they get hurt, they're not.
Oh, sorry.
They're
about
out?
that. My
It's
bad.
well, my summary version ended a target harmed by an ally.
Yep.
Sorry, I forgot. I'm
It's
the
okay.
worst. I undid your thing.
12 damage was what it was.
Yep.
So that's 6. Okay.
I'll just underweight my new friend.
Yeah, no, sorry about that.
How do both of these
Oh, it's not pretty. It's fire. I don't think anything dies gracefully with fire. It's
They
awful.
are kind of melted and the flesh starts to come to and you see bone and they fall. This one takes a number of damages and it looks at you with a face of betrayal.
Yeah.
I kill Killian.
Anarchy.
Sorry, mate. She will, picking up on the sudden but inevitable betrayal, provide a help action there for Hildy.
Elvin, it is your turn.
Elvin could go attack that one, but he doesn't feel right about it, so he's gonna go attack this guy.
What a shame.
Actually, I'm just gonna frostbolt him from here.
Okay.
So that's a 13 con save. So was that? Does he have -8? No, to con.
Does he have -8? No, I'm afraid he
I'm just
doesn't.
checking.
I was like, did I miss it? Yeah. It seems to be, these last two now seem to be ready, and as you go, it's also hot out here, so you try to frost and it just almost, in the sun, it doesn't get hold. Hildegard.
So I'm gonna attack Elvin's best friend.
Okay. Former best friend.
Former best friend.
You betrayed me, really.
Absolutely hit.
Big 12.
Yep.
You quickly see in the turn, maybe understanding the pain, lop its head off. I mean, it's quick. I won't quite say painless, but it's about the best you could do. Just, and you turn. Okay. We're gonna give this one an attack on you, Killian.
Mm-hmm.
What's your armor class?
With a shield, it's gonna be 17.
Gotcha.
Couldn't remember if what they were at.
You shouldn't know anyways.
I know.
8 points of damage, my dude.
All right, that hurts.
You feel that kind of gossamer frost of the Fey spirit
hurt.
just kind of dissipate. with that, y'all, you take care of it.
Yep.
It's-
Yep. He gone.
You go.
You quickly kind of slaughter it,
He got it.
and you're standing there with 3 guards in various forms of wreck. It's like,
The one is like almost dead wrecked.
it's just like, open the gate! Open the gate! The gate starts to, and that's where we're gonna end tonight, y'all.
Nice.
Thanks everybody for hanging. Thank you guys for playing. I think you guys had some dope roleplay. I really did.
I
fun.
love calling up Rel.
Yeah.
Boy.
So
Playing
pure.
Dream Phone with Rel.
He's so, so pure.
What do you guys think of the new Kimmage's Divine Reroll?
Oh, I think it looks
icon?
I
great.
didn't even see
Dig
it.
it? I think it looks pretty cool.
I like it.
Yeah, hey, thanks everybody who tuned in, who watched. Thank you guys for the subs and the donations that mostly helped.
They helped. They definitely helped.
They definitely did. Thank you also for whoever's was my double Twanky, because I still
That was
appreciate that too.
your dragon or whoever his name was.
That was Darby Dragon.
Darby Dragon.
Darby Dragons.
Also, yeah, wanted to see death and destruction.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll be back. If anybody knows this quest, I transplanted it. This is Midnight Reverie from DM's Guild, so I'll post some more information about it.
Cool. Looking that up.
Yeah, let's study up.
We'll figure
Right,
it out.
we want to know everything ahead of time.
You guys go ahead.
Launch a raid on
Never
Lindy.
seen that one.
Oh yes, yes. I'm always bad at raiding. Let's launch a raid on our friend Lindy.
Our friendy Lindy.
Laugh, love, Lindy. Is that
So we'll
right?
see you guys next Tuesday, but don't forget Sunday again. Waterdeep Dragon Heist has been wonderful. Coach Hydarion is dead.
He did.
But we are in the major metropolitan city of Waterdeep. There may still be something we can do about it.
Nah, I'll probably
They
set it up.
changed the raid interface.
Yeah, that was